Lie Hard is a slow and confusing film that would sell better as a sleep aid than a comedy. It's missing its humor and a coherent story. The visuals are nothing to write home about, and the soundtrack is bland and forgettable. The only redeeming feature is the acting. The actors were surprisingly committed to their roles, and they make the story seem far more interesting than it actually is. Peter Kilpatrick, Peter Resnikoff, Catherine Curtin, and Sid O'Connell, just to name a few of them. Best performance is tied between Chris Jarrell and Joel Marsh Garland. Together they have great comedic timing and chemistry and pull off a few hilarious sight gags. The boilerplate songs always match well with the scenes they're in, the dialogue is clear and audible, and the sound effects are well chosen. That said, it's forgettable and unoriginal. The visuals are the same as the soundtrack, bland and forgettable while still being well done. The camera work mostly focuses on close-ups and mid-shots of people conversing, but doesn't take any risks. It's very safe and boring to look at. For a comedy, this doesn't have a lot of laughs. Instead, the story has a lot of negatives. It's boring, slow, and everything wraps up too conveniently, to the point where it's unbelievable. Most of the screen time is people talking, but much of the dialogue isn't funny or engaging. And the main character, Rob, is extremely unlikable. The story jumps around a lot and manages to chase down quite a few dead ends. Nothing ever gets explained, and they constantly skip over the interesting parts. I wouldn't recommend this film to anyone. It doesn't make any sense, and it isn't very entertaining. It might be well polished in some areas, but the lack of soul makes this movie very slow and boring. 4 out of 10.